there's a paradox here, and your detractors will tell you this. I'm sure you've heard this. I'm very sure you've heard this. They will say, in the past, when there was this huge debt default going on in the previous government, things were, I don't say they were looking up, but they were more affordable than they are today. And I think maybe a lot of people would like to hear from you as Minister of Finance. Why is that the case? Why is it that when there was a period where we were in default, people weren't paying, credit rating was as bad as it could have been, but people were able to afford things? Why is that the case?
Yes,
compared to today?
That is very simple. It's like maybe the best way of explaining this is two individuals, Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A is very moderate in his ways. Okay, they spend according to what they have, and if they have to borrow, it will be moderate. Mr. B, on the other hand, borrows big amounts of money. Okay, today he borrows money for a car, tomorrow for a house. He's always borrowing money. They start off looking the same. They are both able to feed their families. Now, as time comes for B now, because B is the one who is borrowed, when the time comes now for him to start servicing the debt, will he be able to feed his family as before? The answer is no, isn't it? Because the one who brought money for the car picks it apart. The one who brought money for speedboat takes it apart. So the amount of money left in Mr. B's pocket to be able to feed the family becomes less and less, and therefore the quantity of goods, quality of life that the family is going to face is going to go down. Exactly the same thing is happening at the country level. Money came in, is spent on the road, people are getting hired, so they had money in their pockets. Next, there's an office being constructed. Again, people were hired. Other people were brought, supply this. So there appear to be a lot of money. Now, the time for money comes. The time to pay back comes. So that money, which these people are collecting, one way or another, it must leave to go to those who were owed. In the case of the country, ideally what would have been happening, as we service the debt, as the debt servicing became problematic, ideally the government should have been coming to tax each and every one of us more and more to collect enough money to service the debt. That didn't happen. Okay? That did not happen. But in reality, it happened. How did it happen? The tax came in form of what is called inflation tax. The cost of living goes up, isn't it? The cost of living or the inflation goes up. What is the effect of the inflation going up? Because the effect of that, as the prices of things go up, is to force us, the consumers, to consume less and less and less. Exactly like what happened to Mr. B. He's no longer buying sausages for his children. He's no longer sending his children to cinema shows because he can't afford. So at the national level, the way of forcing all of us citizens to consume less and less has not been through taxation, but through inflation going up. So the effect is exactly the same. This gets reversed as we get the economy to grow. In the manner by which now Mopani is back on live, very soon KSM back on live, and I can tell you that now there's so much interest in our mining sector. The number of mines that will be opened, I'm sure that in the next 10 years, the 3 million tons of copper target will hit it. What is the effect of all that? As these mines produce more taxes will be paid, more business opportunities will be made. So the incomes in Zambia now will begin to rise and rise and rise. So this is how we are going to solve this problem. At that point, our incomes are so high because of all these economic activities, and therefore, as we pay taxes to be able to continue debt servicing, we'll not feel it because our money in the pockets are higher. So this is the mechanism that operates.